slowly dies, not with a scream, not with an explosion, but with silence, with the weight of sameness, with the heavy air of days repeated. Slowly dies. Who doesn't change march? There is music in life, a rhythm. Some hear it in their chest, others in the streets, in the voices of strangers, in the shifting seasons. But to follow only one drum forever, to walk always in the same cadence, never daring to stumble, never daring to dance, is to begin dying while still alive. You know this truth. You felt it. That dull ache in your mornings. That sigh before the day even begins. It is the body whispering. Something is missing. Something is locked away. Slowly dies. Who doesn't risk? Risk is not just for the bold. It is not cliffs and oceans, not parachutes or battlefields. Risk is smaller, more intimate. Risk is saying, I love you first. Risk is choosing silence when anger rises. Risk is walking a street you've never walked, or trying a food whose name you can't pronounce. Risk is trusting someone. Risk is forgiving. Risk is standing up when it is easier to sit down. Without risk, life flattens. The heart beats, but it beats like a drum with no skin. Hollow, empty, mechanical, slowly dies. Who doesn't change the color of clothes? This line may sound small, but it holds worlds inside it. Clothes are ritual. They are masks. They are flags. Every day you announce who you are by what you wear. And yet, how many wear the same colors, the same shadows, the same safe uniform, out of habit, out of fear of notice? What would happen if one day you chose red instead of black, yellow instead of gray? What if you placed a flower in your hair, a ring on your hand, a brightness on your skin? Colors are not decoration, they are language. And sometimes they are liberation. Slowly dies. Who doesn't speak to those who don't know? Because the world is wide, wider than your street, your office, your family, your circle of friends. Beyond every familiar face, there is a stranger who carries an entire universe inside them. A story you will never imagine until you listen. A perspective that can bend your own, make it wider, more compassionate, more alive, but to stay closed, to speak only with the known, to never taste the salt of foreign voices, is to shrink, to curl inward, to suffocate in your own echo. Listen, truly listen. The death being spoken of here is not final. It is not the coffin. It is not the grave. It is the quieter death, the invisible one, the one that happens in the middle of life. It is the death of wonder, the death of curiosity, the death of courage, and it happens slowly, so slowly that many never notice. They call it maturity. They call it routine. They call it safety. But it is decay, disguised as stability. Imagine a river always flowing, always changing, never the same twice. Now imagine a pond, closed still, stagnant. One nourishes, the other poisons. Which are you becoming, a river or a pond? Slowly dies. Who doesn't dare to alter their march? Do you remember when you last surprised yourself? When you last chose something that made your hands shake, your breath quicken? Maybe it was long ago. Maybe it has been years. But that feeling, that trembling, is not danger. It is proof of life. Without trembling, we are statues. And statues, though beautiful, are always cold, slowly dies. Who doesn't risk the crack in their armor? Because to live uncracked is to live untouched. And to live untouched is not to live at all. Armor may keep you safe, but it also keeps you separate. You cannot feel the wind with armor. You cannot feel the rain. You cannot feel the hands of those who love you. Better to be cut and scarred and kissed by life than to stand polished, untouched, but hollow, slowly dies. Who does not change the palette of their days? Some people believe joy is extraordinary, that it comes only at the peaks, the wedding, the birth, the promotion, the adventure. But joy is in the everyday, and the everyday can be painted. If you wake each morning to the same walls, the same shoes, the same words, the same taste of coffee, joy hides. But when you shift the smallest detail, when you repaint the ordinary, joy returns. Change your march, change your colors, change your conversations. Even the smallest brushstroke of difference revives the canvas of a life, slowly dies. Who does not dare to speak with strangers? Think of it. How many great loves, great friendships, great revolutions of thought began because one human spoke to another. Every soul you pass is a door. Most you never open. But some doors, once opened, show you entire continents you never knew existed. To remain silent, to always walk past with eyes down, is to walk in a prison made of yourself. Speak, risk the awkward smile, risk the stumble of words, because one of those stumbles may change the whole architecture of your life. Now pause, breathe, ask yourself, where are you dying slowly? Is it in your job, repeating the same march, day after day, without melody, without surprise? Is it in your heart, afraid of risk, afraid of hurt, afraid of the leap? Is it in your body, dressed in safe shadows, afraid to shine, afraid to declare yourself? Or is it in your silence, surrounded by only the known, afraid to stretch your hand into the dark, to touch the stranger, to hear the unknown? Life is not waiting at the end. It is not something you prepare for. It is here, now. It is your breath. It is your choice of step. It is your color of clothes. It is the voice you use when you greet the one you do not yet know. Life does not ask for perfection. It asks for motion. It asks for courage, not certainty. It asks for presence, not mastery. Remember, slowly dies, but also slowly is reborn. The one who chooses again, the one who interrupts the march, the one who risks the stumble, the one who paints their skin with a new color. the one who whispers hello into the unknown. So, change your march. Let your steps be music, even if the rhythm is strange, even if others stare. Risk, risk the fall, risk the bruise, risk the awkwardness, for only through risk do you discover the deeper layers of yourself. Change your clothes, not only the fabric, but the costume of your spirit. Try on laughter, try on forgiveness, try on wonder. Speak, speak to the faces you do not know. Learn their maps, their scars, their songs, and in doing so, discover the continents that live within you. Slowly dies, but also slowly lives, the one who dares, and you are not here to die slowly. You are here to burn gently, to blaze quietly, to flow like a river that never repeats its waters. Pause again. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the pulse. That rhythm is asking something of you. It is not asking for safety. It is not asking for repetition. It is asking you to move, to risk, to open. Your heart is already brave. It beats despite everything. Let your steps be just as brave. One day, your body will end. That is certain. But until that day, choose life, choose color, choose risk, choose conversation. Do not let the small death steal from you before the final one arrives. So I say again, slowly, like a blessing, slowly dies. Who doesn't change march, slowly dies. Who doesn't risk, slowly dies. Who doesn't change the color of clothes, slowly dies. Who doesn't speak to those who don't know, and slowly lives, slowly awakens, slowly blossoms. Who dares,